Hi, I'm Sam Wilson with TekLine Knives. Today we are going to be talking about the SS1 or Safe System 1. Hang on. It has been quite the day already. I'm going to go ahead and leave this over here for just a minute. We're going to go ahead and jump in and talk about this knife, and I'm going to try and keep this as brief as possible. There's a lot of ground to cover, so I'll probably break this up into little videos later on. Very proud of this knife. This is a mid-tech version of my custom Safe System 1, which stands for Survival, Adventure, Field, and Exploration. So let's just jump right in here. A mid-tech, for those of you that aren't in the knife world or whatever, a mid-tech is whenever you take a custom design or a custom-made knife and you make a production or a semi-production version of it. It's not stamped out completely 100% factory made. Some of the parts may be farmed out or outsourced to machining companies or other, industries, but then they come back usually to the knife maker's shop and he does the final fit and finish. And that's what we do on this here. This is 100% made in the US. Everything, with the exception of maybe a couple of small screws or something, and I think the button compasses are from overseas. Everything else I buy here in America. Beyond that, I don't know, but I know the work and everything is all done 100% here. And obviously, the final fit and finish is done by me and, one or two other people in my shop. So, very pleased that is not the easiest or cheapest way to do things, but you get a fantastic amount of control. And ultimately, I'm going to tell you right now, I've been in the custom knife world as a maker for well over a decade now. And this is on the same level as a custom knife when it comes to fit and finish and quality, design, execution, everything, in my opinion. So, very pleased. So, the idea is a hollow handle survival knife. That's kind of what I do. If you have been following my custom work for a while, you will know that for years I offered a blasted finish with clear gun coat on top of there. Long story, but a couple years ago we had to discontinue that finish temporarily or for a while, but now it is back and we are better than ever. So what is the point, you may ask, of this is probably my favorite configuration overall, is the blasted blade, clear gun coat, and then the we call the Rambo green cord wrap on the website, gearconvoy.com. This ticks a lot of boxes, and very pleased with it. So the thing with the gun coat is a blasted finish is a more matte finish, more subdued, doesn't reflect as much light, but the pores are now very open on that steel. So it's very easy to stain it. Like if you clean an animal, you get blood or other matter on there, it's easy to kind of stain it. If you're cutting through S.A.F.E or whatever else, it can just leave marks on the blade. Now you can re-blast it off, no problem, but the clear gun coat just kind of seals it and leaves this basically impervious to just about anything. This one hasn't been sharpened yet. This is one of the initial prototype knives from the recent launch of the SS1. The other thing I like about the gun coat is it's impervious to solvent. So let's say you want to clean this knife. This is acetone. Now, if this was just like spray paint, we'd be in serious trouble here. But you can wipe that down with acetone, and that goes right back to brand new. Love it to death. Great configuration, and it's not real shiny or anything else, so it wears very well. And gun coat, unlike other coatings that may or may not, you may be able to recoat them. It's not practically possible. With the gun coat, you can send it back to me, or if you do gun coating yourself, you can reblast and degrease the finish and gun coat it however you would like. The same thing goes with the hard ano one here. This is hard anodizing on the guard, handle, and butt cap. This stuff is very durable, very pleased with it. It's now become a standard part of the TekLine, which is the mid-tech brand of Wilson knives. It's become a standard part of the offerings on there as far as options go. It's just very tough, very durable, looks good, not a real bright finish. It's very subdued, so very pleased with that. There is a little bit of knurling underneath here, so if you ever take off the approximately 18 to 25 feet, depending on the different type of cord, you have a little bit of grip going on. So very pleased. Like with almost all hollow handle survival knives from the 80s and other times, we have a really high quality button compass in there. This is not one of the 55-cent ones you get off of eBay. This is a quality button compass. Very pleased with those. And you got about 3 inches of storage in here if you account for the butt cap, which is quite spacious. You can fit a good bit in there. I'll do another couple of videos later, a little more professionally done, getting into some of the options and the specifications. But just wanted, excuse me. Just want to jump in and get some of the options and the broad strokes here. So for weight, we have, let's see, go to ounces. The knife itself is 8.941 ounces on my digital scale. The deluxe, what we call the Cadillac sheath, which has a tin. Now this has a tin filled with a survival kit and the PSK knife. That comes in at 12.7 ounces. So if we put this whole thing back on there, looking at all in, oh, that little scale only goes to 16 ounces. So anyway, 8.941 for the knife and 12.79 for the sheath with all the goodies and everything else. You do the math. I'm not going to try and do it on my head in front of a camera and embarrass myself. Okay, so that's the knife. We are going to have this available in a number of varieties and options here. We have, this is the blasted finish with clear gun coat. We've got the satin blade, which is a beautiful, absolutely beautiful surface ground finish on the flats, machine ground finish on the bevels. All of the guys who signed up for the pre-order get their knives marked with prototype. That probably won't show up on the camera, but it's got prototype on there, just like on this one here. And the other side will bear the TekLine Wilson logo. Okay. Then on the bottom of the guard, it has custom shop lasered in there as well. So really a really nice package, especially for the guys that paid for the jumped in on the pre-order to help kind of, you know, fill out the different options and get photographs of all this. There's the satin. We also have the OD gun coat with brown wrap. This is going to be beautiful. This, I can already tell you, will look amazing out in the woods, and it's going to photograph very nicely. So pleased with that. Then we've also got the Commando finish, which we started offering on the Packlight a couple of months ago. Now this one, excuse me, has a sharpened clip, which is now optional, and it's going to have the steel-plated butt cap, which will be optional very soon. So that's going to be a neat option. That's one of my custom options we're going to bring over and kind of, you know, give you a little bit more functionality on the mid-tech side. And for those that don't know, the steel-plated butt cap is we basically take one of these butt caps, which are made out of aluminum to keep weight down and to keep the balance right. Some guys like the all-steel butt caps. They don't really work that well for balance. They are very, very heavy. It also drives with cost. Machining those out of stainless steel it's a lot more than doing it out of aluminum. So you don't really gain much. It adds weight and adds cost as well. So we chose to go with aluminum. On the steel-plated butt cap, though, this flat right here gets a stainless steel plate permanently attached to the back side of this and then gun-coated to match. So basically, you'll then have a stainless steel surface if you ever decide to pound or hammer with the knife, and you won't be gouging up the aluminum on the butt cap that way. So very pleased with that. That, of course, is a bit of an upcharge. That isn't done in the factory. That's all done right here in our shop. So I think I'll have to double check with the website. It's a very reasonable price for what you're doing, the machining work and everything else. Because we have to machine away some of this, the anodizing, the whole thing does get gun coated then. So you're going to have a gun coated butt cap, whether it's going to be OD, you know, the Commando, whatever it winds up being. So that is one thing on that. All right, and again, we'll be offering the sharpened clip. This one already has the clip sharpened. I spent a whole day. As soon as I announced that option, everybody, you know, a number of people took that one. Very pleased. Check the legality in your area. Some places don't allow that. But, yeah, that's going to be pretty slick as well. All right, let's go ahead and break this thing down. We open up the flap here. And, of course, this was one of the things, the options we brought over from the custom side that makes the S.A.F.E system. We have a small PSK knife in here. It slides right behind that pouch. Now, this is pretty self-explanatory, but basically you've got your primary knife for doing your heavier, larger stuff, and then you got a PSK knife that you can use for finer tasks, or if you want to preserve the edge on the primary knife. Both of these knives have a sharpened spine. They will easily, even with the gun coat, they will easily throw sparks from a ferro rod. Flint and steel is different. You need carbon steel typically for that, but for striking a ferro rod, both of these knives will do that no problem. It's slid into place here. It has a little bit of retention on its own, but primarily the retention will come from this shock cord that goes around the lid on that flap. This is not the kind of thing you're going to pull out and use 5 or 10 or 20 times a day, but it's going to, if you need to, for certain tasks, you can use it. Now, we pull out the pouch, or the tin out of the pouch. It's got the TekLine logo on there. This is going to be the S.A.F.E kit. Now, the guys that pre-ordered are getting this kit for free, which is a tremendous value, in my opinion. But we will have this kit set up on the website very soon, so you can order the kit on its own. Open this up. And this time, because we wanted to be able to see the contents, we've got a heat-sealed, waterproof, or water-resistant, I guess, depending how aggressive you get with it, package that you can see the contents of. Let's go ahead and get right into it. We tear this tab open. Bada bing, bada boom. This is one of my favorite upgrades, this whole thing. This is new Olight flashlight. I don't know if I've taken the tab out. Yeah. This is, I think it's like 90 lumens. Whatever it is, it runs off of one AAA battery. And this little flashlight, I think you get 90 minutes of runtime solid, according to Olight. Great little flashlight, and it fits inside here. Even if you don't buy the kit, it'll easily fit inside the tin. These are branded with the TekLine logo as well. Again, that probably won't show up, but that's on there. We have a stainless steel scalpel blade. If you need to do whatever, I'm not going to, for reliability reasons, I'm not going to recommend anything, but if you ever find yourself, if you're in a survival situation or a wilderness situation, you've got a sterile stainless steel scalpel blade you can use for whatever purposes you need. Bada bing, bada boom. We have a 1/4 inch thick ferro rod. See, going up in size from the Packlight, we have a lot more options with this size knife. So we got a 1/4 inch thick ferro rod that is branded with the TekLine logo as well. So that'll start you easily hundreds of fires if you know what you're doing. We often get the thing, what's the big deal? Why don't you use a Bic? Yada, yada, yada. Nothing wrong with lighters, nothing wrong with matches. However, as long as you have this right here, you can tell approximately how many fires you have left. It won't hurt this thing to get wet or, dirty, whatever else. It won't get crushed. You may break it in half somehow, but they're fairly durable little items. This is a last resort. Of course, if I have a lighter or a torch or a flare, I'm going to use it to start a fire first. But if it comes down to it, I know this thing will throw sparks for X number of strikes or whatever else. Great tool. All right, what else? We have 2 Tender Quick tabs. These are only 2 tabs. When I use these, I at least cut them in half. So really, you've got a minimum of 4 fires you can start there under, reasonable circumstances. When I take these, I cut it in half with my knife, and then I rough up one end, throw sparks from a ferro rod, and they will accept sparks readily and get you going. And a lot of times, if I'm trying to save my tinder, once it gets the rest of my tinder going, I'll go ahead and grab the quick tender tab and just tamp it out, and then I can save it and use it again later. So we have 2 of those. And then we have 2 of these mini little, I forget, what are they called again? Light sticks. Okay, these may not seem like much. Let's see if we can crack one open. You're not going to be able to see much here with all the lights on anyway, but we snap this, shake it, and bada bing, bada boom. There we go. You got to make sure you hear the snap in there. When you hear the crunch, you're home. Now, when these things are fresh and new, when it's dark outside, you can easily read a book or a map or whatever else of these things. You can use them to mark where camp is, put on your fishing line, whatever. There's 1,000,001 uses for these. I throw a handful in like pockets and kits and packs all over the place. So you got 2 of those. They stay pretty bright for like 4 to 6 hours, give or take, depending how dark it is. But they will continue to emit light for some time. So those are really handy. You got 2 of those. Now that is just if you buy the S.A.F.E kit. Like I said, we'll get this on the website soon. The guys that pre-ordered, as a way of us showing our thank you, or saying thank you for you supporting us, you're going to get that kit included for free if you pre-ordered. So to all those guys that did that, much respect. Thank you very much. Okay, and again, it will come in a water-resistant, heat-sealed pouch right here so you can see what's in there. Even when that kit is in here, there's still a little bit of room left over, so you can put some more supplies or gear, or you can take that kit out, put it in a pocket, and load that with whatever you want. But that's kind of a quick rundown on the SS1, the S.A.F.E System 1, a few of the different finishes. I'll do another video soon whenever we get the commando finish and the steel-plated butt cap all done. I've got a stack of those that I'm machining through tomorrow and the next couple of days. Yeah, so also we've got the other PSK knives. This one is, in general, we do it to match the primary knife. So in this particular setup, this guy's rig, he's got a blasted blade with a clear gun coat. So his PSK knife is finished to match. It has the blasted finish, clear gun coat. We do these also in the, this is OD, green gun coat. And if you're going to get the commando finish, then your PSK knife, which this guy's is, along with a stack of others that I've got to get to, this will have the commando finish as well. So the other good news about the gun coat is if you ever change your mind or it gets all beat up or worn or whatever else, you can send that in, we can refinish it. These knives are designed and built to be able to go through that process over and over again. So you can get it refinished almost indefinitely, to keep it fresh looking, updated, whatever else. So, okay, we'll go ahead and put a pin in it there. I'm probably going way too long, but like I said, I'll break this down into some smaller videos later. Thanks for the support, guys. We've got a lot of good stuff coming out this year. Much appreciated. Hope everyone has a great night. Thank you.